A scout smiles and whistles under all circumstances. See things from the boy's point of view. Trust should be the basis for all our moral training. When you want a thing done, don't do it yourself is a good motto for scoutmasters. The spirit is there in every boy, it has to be discovered and brought to light. Correcting bad habits cannot be done by forbidding or punishment. If you make listening and observation your occupation, you will gain much more than you can be taught. A boy carries out suggestions more wholeheartedly when he understands their aim. The more responsibility the scoutmaster gives his patrol leaders, the more they will respond. The scoutmaster teaches boys to play the game by doing so himself. A scout is never taken by surprise, he knows exactly what to do when anything unexpected happens. The most worthwhile thing is to try to put happiness into the lives of others. A scout is never taken by surprise, he knows exactly what to do when anything unexpected happens. Happiness is open to all, since, when you boil it down, it merely consists of contentment with what you have got and doing what you can for other people. Success in training the boy depends largely on the scoutmaster's own personal example. The uniform makes for brotherhood, since when universally adopted it covers up all differences of class and country. This world that we're living in is mighty hard to beat, of course there's thorns in every rose, but ain't the roses sweet? Be prepared. The meaning of the motto is that a scout must prepare himself by previous thinking out and practicing how to act on any accident or emergency so that he is never taken by surprise. A scout/guide should save animals as far as possible from pain, and should not kill any animal unnecessarily, not even the smallest of God's creatures. A boy is naturally full of humor. The most worthwhile thing is to try to put happiness into the lives of others. Your natural inclination is to preach and to warn other travelers of snags in the path, but isn't it better to signal to them some of the joys by the way which they might otherwise miss? Scouting is a school of citizenship through woodcraft. Nature study is the key activity in scouting and guiding. In scouting, a boy is encouraged to educate himself instead of being instructed. An individual step in character training is to put responsibility on the individual. The open air is the real objective of scouting and the key to its success. We never fail when we try to do our duty, we always fail when we neglect to do it. A thing that many young fellows don't seem to realize at first is that success depends on oneself and not on a kindly fate, nor on the interest of powerful friends. Be prepared. The meaning of the motto is that a scout must prepare himself by previous thinking out and practicing how to act on any accident or emergency so that he is never taken by surprise. Almost any biography will have its useful suggestions for making life a success, but none better or more unfailing than the biography of Christ. Loyalty is a feature in a boy's character that inspires boundless hope. Yet one more item is needed to complete success, and that is the rendering of service to others in the community. Without this, the mere satisfaction of selfish desire does not reach the top notch. For these difficulties I have found that a smile and a stick will carry you through all right. And in 99 cases out of 100 it is the smile that does the trick. Varied are the ideas of what constitutes success, money, position, power, achievement, honors, and the like. But these are not open to every man, nor do they bring what is real success, namely, happiness. No one can pass through life, any more than he can pass through a bit of country, without leaving tracks behind. And those tracks may often be helpful to those coming after him in finding their way. After forming a cadet corps of boys for assisting as non-combatants during a military campaign in 1900, we then made the discovery that boys, when trusted and relied on, were just as capable and reliable as men. I have over and over again explained that the purpose of the Boy Scout and Girl Guide movement is to build men and women as citizens, endowed with the 3 H's, namely, health, happiness, and helpfulness. The man or woman who succeeds in developing these three attributes has secured the main steps to success this life. The great thing that strikes you on looking back is how quickly you have come. How very brief is the span of life on this earth. The warning that one would give, therefore, is that it is well not to fritter it away on things that don't count in the end. Nor on the other hand is it good to take life too seriously as some seem to do. Make it a happy life while you have it. That is where success is possible to every man. An animal has been made by God just as you have been. He is therefore a fellow creature. He has not the power of speaking our language, but can feel pleasure or pain just as we can, and he can feel grateful to anyone who is kind to him. A scout is always helpful to people who are crippled or blind or deaf and dumb, so he is good also to these dumb fellow creatures of ours. Show me a poorly uniformed troop and I'll show you a poorly uniformed leader. Mind you, I have had in my sojourn on earth as good a time of it as any man, so I can speak with some knowledge. A writer in the Manchester Guardian who is unknown to me lately described me as the richest man in the world. That sounds a pretty big order, but when I come to think it out I believe he is not far wrong. A rich man is not necessarily a man with a whole pot of money, but a man who is really happy. And I am that. I have known lots of millionaires who were not happy men. They had not got all they wanted and therefore had failed to find success in life. A Sinhalese proverb says, "He who is happy is rich," but it does not follow that he who is rich is happy. The really rich man is the man who has fewest wants. As a scout, you are the guardian of the woods. A scout never damages a tree by hacking it with his knife or axe. It does not take long to fell a tree, but it takes many years to grow one, so a scout cuts down a tree for a good reason only, not just for the sake of using his axe. For every tree felled, two should be planted. Edged tools are dangerous things to handle, and not infrequently do much hurt. It has been well said that tea is suggestive of 1,000 wants, from which spring the decencies and luxuries of civilization. I had flops, I had success. We cannot really love anyone with whom we never laugh. As a scout, you are the guardian of the woods. A scout never damages a tree by hacking it with his knife or axe. It does not take long to fell a tree, but it takes many years to grow one, so a scout cuts down a tree for a good reason only, not just for the sake of using his axe. For every tree felled, two should be planted. It has been wisely said that we cannot really love anybody at whom we never laugh. My paintings are not about what is seen. They are about what is known forever in the mind.
Which quotation do you like the most? Don't forget to subscribe.